नमस्सभायै कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकेर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति पराङ्गतिं वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले अयि मे महामण्टपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने सुस्थितम् अग्रे वाचयति प्रपञ्चनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरदादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामलम् ई दिनं सुदिनं च मे। आज तो मातृ दिन है। मातृदेवो भव। सनातन धर्म में और पश्चिम धर्म में माता का स्थान माता ही पूर्ण कर सकते हैं। सो मदर इज ग्रेट, मदर इज अ लिविंग गॉड। और श्री रामायण लेक्चर सीरीज में पार्ट 3 में इतना कोइंसिडेंस है दैट आज वी आर प्रोग्रेसिंग टू अ सेक्शन वेयर वाल्मीकि actually begins the kavya, the poetic kavya, in a slasha form. So he actually dramatically starts Ramayana. So the actual Ramayana का काव्य तो दूसरा सर्ग में 12 श्लोक में आरंभ होता है. The actual Ramayana begins in the second chapter, 12th poem, 14th poem. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita doesn't start in the Prathama Adhyaya. Bhagavad Gita starts in the second Adhyaya, 12th shloka. That is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma. So, being Mother's Day, Matrudevo Bhava, Atah Matrudevo Bhava, that is Upanishad Vakya. Atadi Prajam Mata Purva Rupam Pitottara Rupam Praja Sandhi Prajananagum Sandhanam. Again, the convocation address as prescribed in Upanishad of Taittiriya Upanishad says, Dharma, what is the purpose of getting married is to propagate Dharma with progeny. So, Athadi Prajam, so how does progeny propagate? It's through Prathama. The important aspect of propagating Dharma is through children, Sat Sampat, and that is predominantly due to mother. And then father helps the mother. When father and mother helps, there comes the progeny, and that progeny propagates into the Asmat Kulavardhatam. It becomes a well-built and well-nurtured family for the propagation of Dharma. This is what the dynasty of Raghu does. Katvanga, Raghu, Ajan, Dasharatha and Rama. So Valmiki, we have studied so far what is the use of Sri Ramayana. Ramayate, Ramyate, Anena iti Ramaha, Ramaha, Ayyate, Prapyate, Anena iti Ramaha. Okay, so today as we celebrate Mother's Day, Ramayana celebrates mother, superior mother, Sita Mata. So beautifully Valmiki starts, because it is a kavya, not only a simple kavya, it is basically Patye geye cha maduram ghladayan sarvagatrani manamsi hridayamsi cha. So it is binding your bones. It is binding. Hadayan sarvagatrani. So this Ramayana kavya binds every part and parcel of the human body. Hladayan sarvagatram. Gatram means body. Hradayani sarvagatrani hridayani manamsi cha sarvasruti manoharam kulam tarum selvam tandidum adiyar paduduyarayina vellam nilantaram seyyum nilvishum varulum arulodu perunilam alikkum valam tarum மற்றும் தந்திடும் பெற்ற தாயினும் ஆயின செய்யும். So this kavya, this nama, this Rama nama, this Narayana nama will be doing something like a mother does. What does mother do? That's what Sri Ramayana does. Why is Sri Ramayana important? As I told, Sri Ramayana was endorsed by none other than Sri Ramachandra. Why did he endorse? It's like, it's said that what is the difference between Srimati Tena came? So she's one of the gifted mother. So it's a blessing, right? So what does Ramayana, what is the difference between Rama and Krishna? Krishna always likes in enjoying himself, enjoying his fame, Atma Prasamsha. Whereas Rama is none other than Dharma Swarupam. He doesn't like even somebody praising Rama. So if that's the case, why would Ramayana sit and tena vena? So he just sits and beats his slap, enjoying when Lava and Kusha sings Ramayana, because it is about his Patni, it is about his Dharma Patni. Ramayana kya hai? Ramayana to Sitaya Charitam Mahat. The more important part of Ramayana, it is about this Pativrata Sri Sita. She is nothing but Bhumi Mata. Sri is nothing but Sri Mahalakshmi. So, this Kavya itself is praising a pious woman. So, that is the beauty. There are 3 poems, 3 great epics in the world that talk about women. 2 are from Oriental side and 1 is from the Greek mythology. All 3 in poetic sense are big and beautiful. 1 is called the Helen of Troy. The other 2 are Sri Ramayana and Mahabharata. All are about women. Sri Ramayana is about the suffering. It talks about the fortitude of suffering of Sita Ma. And Mahabharata is about the suffering of Draupadi. Because if Krishna wanted, he could have simply convinced Duryodhana to give 5 villages. He didn't want to do, because he had already promised secretly to Draupadi that I will make sure that you will bind your hair with the blood of Dushasana. So he already promised Draupadi. That is the reason when Sahadeva binds him. There are only 2 people who can bind Krishna. One is Yasoda, another one is Sahadeva. So Sahadeva binds Krishna and he says, hey Krishna, you know, even if I bind you, you are not going to stop this war. So why the worry? So it's fine. So he knew Sahadeva was a true bhakta. So he says that you have already made up your mind that you are going to do this yuddha. Similarly, the Helen of Troy is pictured around the Trojan War. But that epic mythology, it is basically eloping. It's not of that same level as that of Sri Ramayana or Mahabharata. That is the reason, even though in poetic sense, Helen of Troy is poetically good, and the Greeks and other Western poets believe that it's a great epic poem next to Odyssey and Iliad of Odyssey and Homer's Iliad and Odyssey of Homer. The contrast between Sri Ramayana and Mahabharata and the Helen of Troy is that is about lust and greed. And that's the reason nobody is reading Helen of Troy. It is considered that Helen is the wife of Spartan king, and she elopes. If you had read that classics, you would know. She elopes and then goes to live with Trojan, the king of Trojan. His name was Paris. French capital was named after him, I suppose. Then he comes back, she comes back. So more or less, the dramatic scene is more or less similar to Sri Ramayana, but the contrast here is this is totally about dharma. It is totally about moral, whereas the Helen of Troy is totally about lust and greed and valor. So that's why nobody is reading Helen of Troy. Whereas, even more than we recite Veda in Bharat and elsewhere, Sri Ramayana is the only text that is well read, accepted by all and well read. It is because of Sitayaha Charitam Mahati. So it is what an apt to start the 3rd lecture in this series with Sita Mahaka Prasamsha. So how does this begin? It was one spring day. We have studied the Sarga 1. Ekaikaksharam proktam mahapataka nashanam. So Sri Rama's story, even if you say Ra, it will lead you to dharmic path. What is dharma? Abhyudayaha nisreyasaha siddhihi sa eva dharmaha. What is dharma? Rama is dharma, dharma is Rama. But what is actually dharma? Abhyudayaha. So Mandhopi na karyam. Even a fool will not do if there is no priyojanam na uddishya. Mandhopi. If there is no benefit, even a fool will not do any job. That is the Indian Shastra says. So it's practical. So if that's the case, why should I practice dharma? So Vaisheshikas. Vaisheshika is a marg. They believe in Paramanu. Whereas we are Sanatanic people, so we believe that the world is created by Supreme. Janmadhyasya yaton vayat itarataha charteshva vijñaswarat. Janmadhyasya yataha. From where all these come, where all these springs out, is the Supreme. Janmadhyasya yaton vayat itarataha charteshva vijñaswarat tejo varinidhi. So he is the Supreme. So Vyasa begins Bhagavatam. So Janmadhyasya yataha. So from where everything starts, from where everything ends. That is Kamban says, Ulagam yavayum tamudavakkalum nirebaluttalum nikkalum neengila alagila vilayat tudayar annavarke sharannangale. Beautiful Tamil poem. Say the entire world comes from that Supreme. In English they use a word golden eagle. In other words, it is a Supreme. So that omnipresent, omnipotent Supreme is Jagat Karanam. That is what we believe. Sanatana Dharmic people believe. Whereas Vaisheshikas believe it's a matter, it's atom. Atom is the cause of the universe. So they bring out the sutra. Vaisheshika Sutra says, Dharma. What is Dharma? Somebody asked, what is Dharma? Dharma has to give you two things, output. There should be two outputs. One, it should take people to a superior state, exalted state. Abhyudayaha means superior state. Then Nisreyas Siddhi, but it also should give you opulence, richness, Ihaloka or Paraloka opulence. So Dharma should give you both. Abhyudayaha Nisreyas, Sreyas. Nisreyas means Shreshta Sreyas. Abhyudayaha Nisreyas Siddhi. That gives you Siddhi of opulence and exalted state is known as Dharma. Ramayana gives both these. How come Ramayana gives this? Because Ramayana is the story of Sri Mahalakshmi. Who is she? Kantaste Purushottamaha Panipatihi Shayyasanam Vahanam Vedatma Vihageshwaro Yavanika Maya Jaganmohini Brahme Sadi Suravrajas Sadaitaha Tvaddasa Ganaha Shri Ityevacha Namate Bhagavati Bhrumakkatam Tvam Vayam Sri Ityevacha Namate Bhagavati. Bhagat Shaptam means superior. Bhagat Sri Ityevacha Namate Bhagavati Bhrumakkatam Tvam Vayam. Perfect setting. Ramayana begins as a discussion between sage Narada and Valmiki. So Valmiki asks his guru Narada, Kon asmin sampratam loke gunavan kascha virvan. He asks 16 questions. We saw that in the last lecture. When sage Valmiki asked Narada, only 16 gunas, Shodasha gunas, like Shodasha Kala. But Narada being a guru, Guru always gives more. Guru is compared to cow, go. How many people have seen cow? Cow has 4 places from which milk comes, not one. So this is universal. That's God's Srishti. So it eats with one mouth, but it gives milk through 4 channels. So it's Srishti. So people in Sanatana Dharma have noticed each and every aspect of day-to-day living. Like cow is universal, and it doesn't see that I should give milk to this yajaman or that yajaman. Obviously the milk is for the vatsa, but we just cheat the vatsa and take the milk. But we dogdi, that means dugam. Dugam means to extract milk. There are 4 channels through which every cow will give milk. Likewise, when Valmiki asked 16, Narada is like a cow, ma. So he quadruples it and gives 64 to 72 answers. So that is the reason he gave 72 answers, and he says, that is exactly captured by Maricha. Ramo vigrahavan dharma sadhu satya parakramaha raja sarvasya lokasya devane magavan iva. Like, this is the embodiment of dharma. So that's how Narada gives the answer, but he says that don't think that these are in 16 different people. Asmin sampratam loke, everything is with a single person, and how he addresses the single person is what perfect fitting for Mother's Day. He says, Kausalyananda Vardhana Ramam. He says, there is one person on the banks of Sarayu, is a son of Kausalya. That is what Vishwamitra praises. Kausalya Supraja Rama. So he is the son of Kausalya. So he has all these characters which you have asked for, and he is an embodiment of dharma. He is walking dharma. So when you think about Sri Rama, it will elevate you to a superior state, abhyudayasthana, and it will give you the opulence which need not be replenished at all. It will be for you ever, eternally. So abhyudayaha nisreyasthanam prapyati. How? By just chanting Rama. That is what in Padma Purana, when Parvati asks Shiva, Rudra, Kenopayena laguna, Kena upayam laguna, easy. Tell me the easiest route, like Pythagoras theorem. Give me a simple route by which I will practice dharma and that will elevate me to a superior state. Ramo, Ramo, Ramo. Sri Rama, Rameti. That is enough. Just say the word Rama. Who tells? Again, Parvati Mata tells to Rudran. This is a conversation. So Rama praises this Kavya because it is about a great mother who sacrificed. Okay, she and Ramachandra in one count lived together for 1000 years. In the entire story of Ramayana, which is for about 12,000 years, 11,100 years, only 1,000 years Rama and Sita Devi lived and ruled the Ayodhya kingdom or the entire universe. Then she goes away to the forest and Rama didn't know what happened. After 11 or 12 years, these Lava and Kusha comes as a grown brahmacharis and starts singing Ramayana as told to them by Sage Valmiki. They just start singing. Tantri laya samanvitam, it is set into perfect tune. Tantri, it's like a string instrument, so it goes very well with string instruments such as Veena, and then laya samanvitam, so percussion instrument as well. So they could see Patye geye cha maduram sarvasruti manogaram. So they start stringing Ramayana. So this is how the story begins. In the second sarga, in one spring day, Valmiki and his student Bharadwaj walks to Tamasa Nadi. So this happens when Sita was in the forest, and after Lava Kusha were born, Valmiki was taking care of Sita and teaching Lava and Kusha Vedas, scriptures, as well as some other Shastra. So Valmiki goes, like this spring day here, Valmiki goes to have Madhyanika Snana and do his daily rituals on the Tamasa river. There the drama starts beautifully. It eulogizes Sri Mahalakshmi. So Ramayana is itself eulogy for Sri Mahalakshmi. Manishada pratishtam tvam agamaha shashwati samaha yat krauncha mitunat ekam avadihi kamamohitam. This is where Ramayana actually begins. Second sarga, 14th slokam. Like Bhagavad Gita begins in second sarga, 12th shloka. Ashosyananvaso sattvam prajnavadamsya bhashase gatasun agatasumsya na So don't worry about things that is gone. Gata shun, agata shun. Don't worry about the things that is going to come, because these are not going to be eternal. Atma is going to be eternal. Gata shun, agata shumscha na anushochanti panditaha. If you are a supreme blessed person, panditaha, na anushochanti, you don't worry about these. It's like vasamsi jirnani yato vihaya. It's like a cloth. When the cloth is torn, we throw away. Likewise, this Atma takes a new body. So that's where Gita begins. Similarly, Ramayana begins as a eulogy to Srinivasa. It's a slesha. It's a sleda. So, Manishada Pratishtan Agamaha Shaswadi Samaha Yat Krauncha Midunat Ekam Avadihi Kamamohitam. We said that we will start this third lecture as a praise to Mother, Sri Mata. And the same time, this is basically actual beginning of Sri Ramayana. Shokaha becomes sloka. So it starts with a sorrow. It starts with a tragedy. But because Brahma, the son of Sri Mahalakshmi, Lord Brahma himself comes and he says, you have witnessed a sorrow. What is the sorrow? We'll come to that. You have witnessed a sorrow. In Sanskrit, sorrow is shoka. Sokam in Tamil. So that shoka itself, the emotion of shokam, will be translated into shloka. In a rapturous, mellifluous flow of language will come to you, and you will sing the praise of Sri Mata as well as Sri Rama. So the story begins. Ma nishadaha. Nishada means vyadaha. Nishada means hunter. So, but I said that this is sleda. So the poem can give two different meanings. We'll see that. That is how Ramayana, because it's a dramatic kavya. It's a poem. It's a dramatic poem that can be listened, that can be danced around, because Lava Kusha basically did it in a theatrical performance. So, Ma nishada pratishtam tvam agamaha shaswadi sama. Shaswadi sama means years. For eternal years. Ma nishada, ma asmin. I'm going to talk the positive aspect of the story, and then we'll go into the actual meaning, open meaning of this poem. So, ma nishada, if you take the ma and nishada are two words. But in Sanskrit, you can use it as a samasapada. It's a compound word. Ma nishada means actually it is Srinivasa. So what did I say? So Ramayana begins as a praise to the lady. Sri ityeva namache bhagavati bhrumaha katam tvam vayam. So ma asmin nishaditi. Iti nishad means to sit. Where does Mahalakshmi sit? Mahalakshmi sits on the right side of Srinivasa. There is no separate Lakshmi shrine in hill. You have to have only Lakshmi shrine in Tiruchanur, right? Padmavati. So there is no goddess, actual separate shrine for goddess in Tirumala. She only sits on the chest. So Vakshasthala Nayaki. So Lord Goddess sits and watches him daily. So she resides in the Vakshasthala of Srinivasa. Ma asmin nishaditi. Ma means Lakshmi. Where Lakshmi sits is nothing but Srinivasa. Ma nishada means nishada is vyada. Nishada is hunter. But if you couple ma and nishada, it becomes an eulogy to Srinivasa. Ma asmin nishaditi. Ma nishadaha. Ma nishada pratishtam. The supreme beloved husband of Sri, you live for long. Whereas Valmiki started this poem, the great epic, when he sees a hunter killing a krauncha pakshi, midunat, a pair of krauncha pakshis or bharadwaja pakshis. It's a pakshi where husband and wife, male and female, always live together. Likewise, on the bank of Tamasa river, there were two birds. One is male, another one is female, belonging to this krauncha clan. They were enjoying together. Then a hunter comes. His job is to kill and eat. So he comes. So there is no wrong in him doing. But the circumstance was such that it hit Valmiki, who was a pious sage. So he comes and kills the male. Krauncha. Mithunam means together, pair. So then the female bird also cries and dies. So basically, when Valmiki sees that incident, he immediately curses, "Hey Nishada, hey hunter, you will not live long. Sasvadi samaha ma." So in Sanskrit, the beautiful language, all is you can put the word, subject, predicate in any way, any form. All you have to do is catch the verb, and then you trace the flow of that sentence. Whereas that's not there in English or in Tamil. That's only advantage of Sanskrit. It is easy to write a poem in Sanskrit because you can place the verb anywhere, and then tracing the verb, you can just track the flow of the words. That is why Sanskrit has been known to be a great poetic language. So the ma should come later. Nishada, Kamamohitam. A pair of these birds were enjoying themselves. You came and killed them. Avadhi, that means you killed them, so you will not live long. This is the actual meaning of this Sanskrit poem, and this is the beginning of Ramayana. Whereas the inner meaning, the covert meaning, the Gopya meaning of this is basically a Mangalasasana, a eulogy to Sri Mahalakshmi and Sri Rama. Because Ma Nishada, you couple those two words and consider that as Srinivasa. Ma Nishada, you have already taken the word Ma, so the negativity is gone. Pratishtam Tvam, you will live. Let Rama, let Ramayan, let Sita live long. So Shoka became Sloka. It became Paramapavana Sloka. Nadiya porul kaikudum nanmayum undam. Immaye Rama endru irandezhthina. There are some folks from Tamil land, so I am talking some Tamil too. It's pity I don't know Gujarati. Otherwise I would have memorized some Gujarati poems. But anyway, that's my loss. Okay, so this is what happened. So Ma Nishada, He Srinivasa, Shaswati Sama, you will live for long. Let Ramayan live long. Why? Because Krauncha Mitunat Ekam Avadihi Kamabohitam. Because you lived for Dharma, you killed Ravana who was in love with Mandodari. Kamamohitam Krauncha Mitunat. The Krauncha is metaphor for Ravana and Mandodari. So like Mandodari and Ravana were living together, you killed Ravana. Avadhihi kamamohitam krauncha midunat ekam avadhihi. See how beautiful the Sanskrit lends itself. It was supposed to be a depiction of a sorrowful scene cursing this hunter. Whereas if you take the poetic beauty of Sanskrit, you can use that same Shoka-based sloka into a Mangalasasana, into a eulogy for Sri Mahalakshmi. So, second Sarga, 14th poem, begins talking about Ramayana. So Shokaha Slokatvam Agata. Brahma says, this don't worry, Valmiki. You now think, because he was a sage, so then he gives the curse to this hunter, and then he walks back to his hermitage. And then while he was sitting and talking this, going over this, brooding over this with his disciple Bharadwaj, there comes Brahma. Who is Brahma? Brahma is the son of Lord Vishnu and Sri Mahalakshmi. He comes, don't worry Valmiki, you only sang the praise of my mother and her father. Now, the flow of love, words will come to you. Sarvasruti manogaram samudramiva gambhiryam. It will have such a strength. It will have such deep meaning, as I alluded to in that sloka, second sarga, 14th sloka. That is where actually Ramayana begins. Likewise, samudramiva gambhiryam sarvasruti manogaram. So now keep on singing about Ramayana. So second sarga is actually the starting base, the foundation for Ramayana. And third and fourth sarga talks about how this poetic structure is scripture. So Ramayana was never returned. The entire epic poem of Ramayana was sung in Ayodhya in the presence of Rama in 32 days. So Lava and Kusha sang this Ramayana as taught by Valmiki in 32 days, because every poem is structured with 32 letters. It is set in a structure called Anushtup, Anushtup is made up of 32 letters. It's basically vowels and consonants counting. There are 32 letters will make one poem. Since all the poems are made in this structure, 32 letters, Ramayana was sung in the presence of Sri Ramachandra, in the presence of Vasishta, in the presence of Atri, in the presence of his uncles, Lakshmana, Shatrugna and Bharata, and all the people, Samuh, all these people, they were listening for 32 days. So Ramayana Pravachan first was done in Aswamedha Mahamantap in the presence of Rama. And Sita Pirati was Manasik mein usko to sun rahi thi, because she was in Valmiki Ashrama. But she knows what is going on, and she was elated, she was joyful that the kids whom she raised, that is very important. So the second sarga is all about praise of Sita Mata, because if she did not raise Lava and Kusha, 12-year boys would not come and dare speak before their father. Who was Ramachandra? He was Ekachakradipati. He was the one who was doing Aswamedha. Until Lava and Kusha came, nobody was controlling Rama's horse. Right? So horse is a symbol of power. So Sita was basically elating, and Valmiki made it purposefully. Maybe for today's, it so happened that it's on a Mother's Day, we are starting Ramayan's actual story in praise of Mata. So what does Sita do? What does Rama do? There are 6 people who are testimonies to the benevolence of Rama. How can Rama become so benevolent? It is because of the Kataksham of Sri Mahalakshmi. If Sita was not there, there is no Ramayana. If Draupadi was not there, there is no Mahabharata. I don't know about Helen of Troy. If Helen would need to be there, I don't know, because I have not studied that classic in depth. But it is because of Sita, Rama became benevolent. Rama became Charitrena Yuktaha. He is so magnificent, not only in valors, in dharma, because there are 6 gunas of a supreme being. These are the 6 characters. Vatsalyati abhaya pradana samayat. Beautiful Sanskrit poem, but I will explain to you so that this will you will get into this grip. What should I expect in a supreme Lord? And did he show these characters? If so, give me 6 witnesses. Sach Sakshi. Give me 6 witnesses to show that it is because of Mataji, Ram was Ram. Okay, Ramayati iti Ramaha. Right. So, what happens? Vatsalyati abhaya pradana samayati artarti nirvapanat audharyati agasoshanat aganita sreya padaprapanat sevyaha. Again, Sripati rek eva jagatam sat sakshi Sripati eva. The abode of Sri Mahalakshmi, Sri Rama eva jagatam. He is the supreme person in this world. Why? Because he has 6 beautiful characters. They are Vatsalyati abhaya pradana samayati Vatsalyam. That's what we started. Sita is an embodiment. Like Rama is an embodiment of Dharma, Sita is an embodiment of Vatsalyam. What is Vatsalyam? The Vatsalyam means the dhatu, the root word for Vatsalyam comes from Vatsa. Vatsa means calf. The kindness the mother cow shows to its calf is known as Vatsalyam. Because when the calf comes, his body is cluttered with all blemishes, blood, fecal matter, all sorts. But cow doesn't hesitate. It basically cleanses with its tongue. Andri indra kandru. Adai pondra oru Vatsalyam. In Tamil, so Vatsalyat, first character of a mother is Vatsalyam. A son can be even a shooter. I'm just telling Prasankat for a but only his mother will care for him, even if it is a sinful person. Vatsalyat abhaya pradana samayat. If somebody comes and takes refuge, mother is the first one to throw away all the sins and embrace the son. Abhaya pradanam, refuge. Third, artarti nirvapanat. A son gone broke, so he will be hesitating to ask his father, but he will call his mother, can you tell dad to send me some check? Artarti nirvapanat, beautiful poem, right? Audharyat, keeps on giving, even feeding. One pizza, two pizza, father will scold. Mother keeps on feeding. Audharyam. Audharyat agasoshanat, right from cleansing the baby until cleansing all the sins. Son quarreling with daughter-in-law, daughter-in-law quarreling with son, immediately they go to mother, mother tries to pacify. Agasoshanat aganita sreya pada prapanat. She always wants to make sure her offsprings reach some level of stability. Right, like Chakravarti was just mentioning. Parents always wish their children to be stabilized soon. All these 6 characters, Rama and Sita, showed this. That is the reason Valmiki begins Ramayana, dramatic entry. A drama should have a punchline. So the punchline is Manishada, because Valmiki imbibes these characters and then thinks, oh Lord Rama, oh Lord Sita. Rama, you are here, you have these qualities because Sita Ma is always watching you, because she resides in your chest. That person is always the one to whom we should pray. Sevyaha Sripati Eka Eva Jagatam. Okay, then you may ask, you talk about all these. Show me some 6 people who got benefit out of these characters of the Supreme. There are. Are there any 6? Yes. Prahladascha Vibhishanascha Karirat Panchali Ahalya Dhruvaha Sat Sakshi. Shad means 6. Sakshi, witness. There are 6 people who have witnessed each of these supreme qualities of the Supreme Being. Who are they? Prahladascha Vibhishanascha Karirat Ahalya Panchali Ahalya Dhruvaha Prahladaha. So Prahlada was a young kid. So then his father Hiranyakasipu, what did he say? He said, show me the Lord. I'm going to hit this pillar. If you say your Lord is true, he is Satyam, Satyam Nijatum. If your Lord is true, I'm going to hit this pillar. Would he come there? So, Yengumudan Kannan Yenna Maganai Kaindu Ingu Illayal Yenne Iranian Tun Pudaipa Angu Apode Avan Viyatonria Yen Singapiran Perumai. He came instantaneously. Stambe Sabhayam Madhye. Bhagavat phrase, you would have learnt that. Stambe Sabhayam Madhye. Avan Alandittatun. So Hiranya built each and every pillar in that hall by himself. So he knows that there is nobody there, because he himself built it. That's why he takes Prahlada to that particular hall and shows a pillar which he built with his own hand. There came the Hari. It's like mother. She doesn't want her child to suffer. Likewise, Vatsalyat, Nrsimha Avatara is an embodiment of Vatsalya, because and each and every pillar Nrsimha came and waiting. Because God didn't know which stamba, which pillar this crooked Hiranyakasipu will hit. Stambe Sabhayam Madhye. Then serious Singham. Kamban says, Singham came, see it. It came with that roaring noise. In whichever pillar he is going to blast, Lord was present to show the Vatsalyam. So Prahlada witnessed the Vatsalyam. Abhaya Pradana Samayat. Ramayana rests on this refuge base. Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Raghavaya Mahatmane Nivedayatamam Kshipram Vibhishanam Upastitam. The heart of Ramayana People say it's Sundarakanda. It's okay. But the heart of Ramayana is Vibhishana Sharanagati. So Vibhishana was Rakshasa. Vibhishana was the brother of Ravana who took away Sri Mahalakshmi from Rama. But he had the hope and faith that when I go to Rama and take refuge, uska paad charan mein mai jaun to mujhe wo shreya pada mil jayega. So that kind of vishwas, that is known as Sharanagati, refuge. So Sanatana Dharma, Ramayana is based on Sharanagati, Abhayam. Abhayam sarva bhutebhyo dadami etat vratam mama. Rama says, if somebody comes and falls at my feet, only one, that too he is not asking to fall multiple times. Sakrudeva prapannaya. Prapannan. Prapannan means I am helpless. I don't have anything. Please help. Sakrit. Sakrit means only one time. Sakrudeva prapannaya tavasmi. I am your servant. Please help me. That's all he cares. Sakrudeva prapannaya tavasmi tita yachate abhayam sarva bhutebhyo. Yadiva Ravana Swayam. Even if Ravana has come and asked my forgiveness, I would have given you. Yadiva Ravana Swayam. So Ramayan rests on Vibhishana Sharanagati. Yadiva Ravana Swayam Sakradeva Prapannaya Tavasmiti Chayachate Abhayam Sarva Bhutepyo. It doesn't matter. It can be a plant, it can be a tree, it can be sentient, it can be insentient, it doesn't matter. Sarvabhutebhyo dadami, I will give. This is my vrata. This is my vow. Sakradeva prapannaya tavasmi ticha yachate abhayam sarvabhutebhyo dadami etati vratam mama. So, abhaya pradana guna was witnessed by Vibhishana. Then, artarti nirvapanat. Again Bhagavat. Gajendra moksha. Gajendra cries, Ye Adimula, Sarvaloka Sharanya. 1,000 years, this elephant, who is the king among that particular clan of elephant, was testing its own valor. For 1,000 years, when crocodile was biting the feet of this Gajendra, it was still trying its best. And after a while, it gave up and he says, Ye Adimula, Ye Lokasharanya. Then he came running in Garuda wearing only one slipper. Because he was Lord was in a hurry that he just failed to put the second slipper. He just came rushing to save. Artarti, Arti means sorrow. Artarti Nirvapanat. Who witnessed it? Gajendra. Bhagavata story again. Audharyat. So he was like a great benefactor. Who was? To Draupadi. Hey Dwarakadish. She cries. Go Brahmana Itayacha. So she just cries, I don't have anybody. I am helpless. Save me. Hey Dwarakadish. Then the sari kept on coming. So that is nothing but Audharya. Audharya means benevolence. Audharyati agasoshanati. Who was? So, Rama's pada dhuli cleansed the sin of Ahalya. Agha means papam. Right? So, Ahalya did something. Okay. So, Rama was walking by along with Vishwamitra. Rama's toe did not even touch Ahalya. Rama's toe did not touch Ahalya, whereas the pada dhuli, the sparks from the toe of Rama itself clenched Ahalya. Agasoshanat aganita pada sreya pada prapanat for Dhruva. So we still see Dhruvas in the celestial place. So Dhruva Nakshatra. So it has reached a supreme level. Aganita, you can't count the status of Dhruva. It's everlasting. Aganita sreya pada prapanat vatsalyat. Now think and recollect the story. Vatsalyati abhayapradana samayati artarti nirvapanati audharyati agasoshanati aganita sreya pada prapanat. 6 story, 6 people. Prakhladascha vibhishanascha karirat panchali ahalya dhruva Sat Sakshi Shripati Reva Eka Jagatam. He is the only one, Eka Jagatam, Supreme. Who? Shripati. Manishada Pratishtantam Agamaha Saswati Samaha Yat Krauncha Midunat Ekam Avadi Kamamohitam. How this could all happen? Because the hero and the heroine of this story lived according to dharma. They walked the path of dharma. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma. Why? Because he was a son brought out by Kausalya. Kausalya Janayati Ramam. So when Valmiki talks about the birth of Rama, he says this Rama is none other than Vishnu. But he was born into the world. Kausalya Janayati Ramam Ikshvaku Vamsam. So he comes as a progeny in the Ikshvaku Kula. Why? Because he eulogized Kausalya. So how does this go? Rama was always for his mother. So in Bhagavatam, how does Ramayana begin? In the Navama Skanda, 10th and 11th Sarga. So what he says? He says, it is only to protect the words, protect the Satya word of Dasaratha. Rama came into the world. Vyasa does not talk about anything at all. All he talks about is, he came because he wanted to protect, make his father Satyasandha. Similarly, Rama was always for his mother and father. He will never give up dharma. This Rama tells on the auspicious day of Mother's Day. Rama's own words, everything. Rama conquered Ravana. Then he wanted to go back to Ayodhya because 14th year was coming to an end. Just one day left. So he takes the aircraft. Beautiful, beautiful words. So then when he goes up, and Lakshmana got tempted by Lanka. Wow, oh brother, look at this Lanka. Would you allow me to stay? He asked. There, the answer what Rama gives is the character personification of Rama, which eulogizes mother. Api Swarnamayi Lanka Name Lakshmana Rochate Janani Janmabhumischa Swargat Apigari. Hey Lakshmana, Swarnamayi Lanka Name Rochate. Let's not get tempted by this. Name Rochate. It's not going to tempt us. Let's not get yourself tempted into this. Even Swarnamayi Lanka. Api Swarnamayi Lanka Lakshmana Name Rochate. Why? The two words he says. Janani. Janmabhumischa. Even compared to Swarga, even compared to my own abode of Sri Vaikunta, two things are gariyasi, two things are important. Gari means important, gariyasi. What are those? Janani. Janmabhumi. That's exact. See, Ramayana talks about this mother's importance of mother. Because what is Ramayana? Vedo upabrahmanartaya. What does Veda says? Matrudevo bhava. Then only says Pitrudevo bhava. Then says Acharya devo bhava. Then it eulogizes the guest. Ramayana is a drama to prove each and every syllable of Veda. Janani Janmabhumischa Swargat Apigariyasi. Swargat Apigariyasi. Oh Lakshmana, let's go. Let's quickly go and meet our brother Bharata. So, Rama is an embodiment of Dharma. Valmiki emphasizes this by eulogizing Sri Mahalakshmi. Idam pavitram papagnam punyam vedaischa sammitam. So, please listen to this Ramayana Katha, Rama Katha. You don't have to sit for 32 days, but we will continue for a number of days, so don't get worried. At least if Millie comes, I will keep on going. So, it's not that. But Rama listened 32 days. But in this Kali Yuga, people are busy. So they cut short it to 9 days. Navaha. During Vasanta Navaratri or Shravana Navaratri. Either time they do it on as a Navaham. So why? Idam pavitram papagnam. Valmiki says. There are only 5 places in Ramayana, the entire corpus of Ramayana. Valmiki says, because Valmiki was very particular that don't get tempted by the output. Don't say that if I only give food, I'll come to temple. No, you have to go to temple. It is because part of your living. Likewise, Valmiki was very particular that he doesn't tempt people. Oh, if you recite this chapter, you are going to get this benefit. He never does. But in Bhagavatam, every chapter there is a Palashruti. Oh, you do this, you will get this. That's not the case in Ramayana because it is Veda Upabrahmanam. This is an elaboration of Veda. In 5 places, he gives the Palashruti, he gives the output. And the first one is in the first Sarga, and in the last Pattabhisheka Sarga he does. And then when he talks about the Skanda, the Murugan's story, Viswamitra recites, there he gives one Palashruti. And then when he talks about Bhagirath bringing Ganga, Ma Ganga ka इस श्लोक में वो सर्ग में फलश्रुति देता है. और during battle after Rama wins Ravana, Brahma comes and he shows petal there again. So 5 places. So the first Palashruti says, listen to Sri Mata, listen and understand her suffering. What does it do? It will cleanse you away from sin. Practically you may ask, my son ask, oh, if I recite this Ramayana, will I get good mastery in my star exam? It's not that. So it makes you an habit. It creates an habit in you. Then it slowly, the essence of Ramayana gets in. How Rama lived for dharma. How you take the suffering. Right? Be patient in tribulation, as the Western texts say. Likewise, Sita was an embodiment of the virtue to withstand suffering. Slowly people will get this habit. So first you start coming. You can only climb a ladder by one rung at a time. Similarly, so Ramayana, we have finished the second sarga. So what does the Palashruti says? Idham pavitram papagnam punyam vedaischa samhita. Samhita means it is an anthology. It is an arrangement. The arrangement of poems in Ramayana, Samhita means anthology. The anthology of poems set in tune, set in Anushtup tune, so anybody can recite. So simple Sanskrit. Whereas Bhagavati is not a simple Sanskrit. Ramayana is a simple Sanskrit. The flow. Yaf patet Ramacharitam sarva papai pramuchyate. It will cleanse you of your sin, because it will get you into a habit of some sort of schedule. It's only laziness. Laziness is the root cause of everything. So once you get rid out of laziness, Tena is not lazy, I know. So once you get into the root, I've known her 25 years. Anyway, when you get into the habit of schedule, laziness goes. When laziness goes, motivation comes. Veda says, Shraddham Bhagasya Murdhani. Shraddha is the path towards Bhaga. Bhaga means Bhagyam, the goal. So Shraddha, that is nothing but schedule. Shraddha Bhagasya Murdhani. It is in Ashwamedha Prashna. Right? So Shraddham Bhagasya Murdhani. Etadakyanam Ayushyam. Then it gives you, once you have a good schedule, the doctors are here. So it's basically the practice. When you have a regular practice, diet and exercise, there is again a saying, Mitam Vaktva, Mitam Bhuktva, Shatam Gatva. There are only 3 things Shastra says. You don't need to have a doctor. So Dr. Rora will not have a practice here. So it tells 3. Mitam Vaktva. Don't talk much. Listen. Mitam Vaktva, Mitam Bhuktva. Don't keep on eating like a glutton. Eat less. Shatam Gatva. After you eat, make it a point to take 100 steps. You don't need an MD to tell you this, do you? That is what Shastra says. So, what does it say? Etad akyanam ayushyam patan ramayanam naraha. If a man understands Ramayana, patan means not simply reading. That's the difference. We are not reading Ramayana. We are imbibing Ramayana. That's the difference between reading and we are imbibing. Right? So, Saputra Pautraha. So, once you have a good schedule, once you have a healthy living, obviously you are going to see your great-grandchildren. Isn't it? This is Ramayana. So, Saputra Pautraha Saganaha Pretya swargamahiyate. So you see heaven in this world. See your great grandson graduating, summa cum laude. What else you need? So Ramayana does, because you have seen Rama, the great rich king's eldest son, walking even without slippers. He only ate what was available in the forest. Right? He gave up everything. So that kind of Shraddha. So idam patam, idam pavitram, papagnam. Agnam means to kill. So it will cleanse you from all the sins. Punyam. So okay, it will cleanse me from sin. Do I get any benefit? Yes. Once you cleanse the sin, it's going to add more benefits. Punyam vedaischa samhitam yaf patet ramacharitam. It's a history. It's a living history. It's not something there. It was lived, it was witnessed, it was seen, and it was heard. So it's history backed by fact. Every word what Valmiki says is fact. So this is a history. How do you say it's a history? History should have been documented, either by stone engravements, or by biographies, or by autobiographies, or by coinages. So this is the history here. So Ramacharitam. So it's a history. Sarva papai pramuchyate. It will take you away from all papa. Etadakyanam ayushyam patan Ramayanam naraha. Saputra pautra saganaha. Not only your own family, saganaha, the entire community. That is very important. Ayam ganana, ayam neti, idi laguchetasam. Because Ramayana is built on Sanatana Dharma. Why Nepal people also retain Sri Ramayana? Because it is for universal. Ayam ganana, ayam neti, iti laguchetasam. He is my friend. He is not my friend. I never distinguish whether it is Sudhir Jinka or Vineet Singh, it doesn't matter. All have studied under me. So, ayam ganana, I only like Tamil. I don't like Gujarati. No. It's not like that. Everybody is universal. Ayam ganana, ayam neti iti laguchetasam. Rama lived that. Udara charita nam tu vasuda eva kutumbakam sagana. So he cared same for Guha. He cared same for Sabari. He cared same for a monkey, Sugriva. He cared same for a Rakshasa, Ravana. It doesn't matter. That is Ramachandra. Charitrena ko yukta. Answer. So, Saputra Pautra Saganaha. Putra. Pautra means grandson. So, son, grandson, great grandson. And then Saganaha. Pretya Swarga Mahiyate. Swargam. It doesn't mean that you have to go there. Eventually we'll go there. But this world itself will become Swarga. See, 20 people are listening. 1 hour passed by. Right? So that is Ramayana. So, Sri Mangalam Kosalendraya Maganiya Gunatmane Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvabhumaya Mangalam. On this day, as we salute Mother, we had an opportunity to pay our obeisance to the great Mother, Sea Mata. So she is an embodiment of all these virtues. Vatsalyati abhaya pradana samayati artarti nirvapanat. Just listening this poem. What a poetic melody. Vatsalyati abhaya pradana samayati artarti nirvapanat. Audharyati agasoshanati aganita sreyapada prapanat. Sevya Shripatireva yeka jagatam Satsakshi Prahladascha Vibhishanascha Karirat Panchali Ahalya Dhruvaha Shubham.